Release the veterans. What are students direct them? Oh, I got it right here. So my speech can just stay here, right?
Yeah, and then you're just coming back up to the podium.
Yeah, I see it.
At the end.
Yeah, I see. So when they retire the colors.
After they retire the colors.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Okay, so when they come to do the colors, Alex McLean is going to come up to the podium.
Okay.
Do his leg.
So I'm handing it over to Mark.
You're handing it over to.
It says I'm handing it. Must be seated by Mark. Addition, please. Oh no, I'm not handing it over to Mark. We will now.
Announcements for the troops to march the colors in.
Okay.
And he'll say, please remain standing for the.
Okay, good morning, Wildcats. We'll go ahead and ask you to silence your cell phones and put those in your backpack. Not in your pockets, but in your backpack. So if you don't have a backpack, then I understand. But we'll go ahead and ask for your attention, please, and that you're quieting down and you're done talking to your neighbors. If you're sitting next to somebody that's still talking, please help them quiet down. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Okay, this time the expectation would be that you're taking your headphones out and that the teachers that are sitting with you, so that we can have a respectful assembly, will be you're able to listen and participate, and your way of participating to respect for our guests that we have here today is by doing all those things you've already been asked to do. So welcome students, staff, district office, board members, and our esteemed guest veterans of the Snoqualmie Valley. Hosting this event brings me joy both as your principal and as the daughter of an Air Force veteran of 24 years. As I shared last year, I'm a resident of Washington State as a result of my dad's commitment to the Air Force, which landed us at McChord Air Force Base when I was less than 2 years old. My father's identity was built around airplanes and his work to support a pilot and the mission of that plane and the mission of the people serving on that plane. While he is not with us any longer, our family has pride and love for our dad, his love for aircrafts of all types, and for his commitment to his service for his country. This year, I get to share briefly a short story about a very close friend of mine. She's one of my very best friends, and we worked together in my previous district in Lake Stevens. The entire time I've known her over the last 12 years, her husband has been out of the country because he serves with the Navy. It's their son's senior year, and the expectation was he was going to retire this year and be able to be home in December to be with them as he's graduating. He does get to come home in December, but he doesn't get to stay home. Because of the current conflict and war that's happening, he has been called to stay, and that sacrifice is felt in our hearts, and it's felt with his family. So as you sit here today and you listen to our music, and you listen to the guest speaker, and you watch the ceremony that takes place, I want you to take a second and I want you to think about someone sitting in this very space may have a parent or a loved one that's doing that very same type of sacrifice. We want to care about our school. We want to care about the valley that we live in. We also need to realize that it's bigger than our individual selves. And in understanding that, we show respect and honor for the people who have stepped up and have chosen to fight and battle and risk opportunity to see their own kids in graduation, risk opportunity to watch them grow up day to day in their own household. So today, as we're sitting here, you've been given expectations that we ask that you're respectful, that you're not talking. Your teachers are sitting with you to help with that, but I have 100% belief that you can show care and honor and show that there are people sitting among us that you may not even know need your care and support because of what they're going through, because their parent or their guardian or their loved one may not be here as well. Our student leaders, along with Ms. Wascom, as led by Assistant Principal Krista Lalaman, have put together this beautiful program of honor and respect. So you are asked to be part of this respect in the same manner as we have taught you and expected of you all year. Again, you'll keep cell phones off and listening devices and AirPods away. Sitting with your first period class is another layer of respect and another way for us to show what we expect of you and what you can expect of us. Thank you all for being present and respectful of our guests and our students and our staff for this assembly. Thank you for every student and every student group that is participating to put this event on to make it exceptional for our community. So we will go ahead now and stand for the presentation of the colors by Mount Si student volunteers from Scout Troop 1776, by the playing of our national anthem by Mount Si Wind Ensemble under the direction of band director Bill Leather and Robbie Rutherford. Please remain standing throughout the presentation until you've been asked to be seated. In addition, please remove hats or hoods at this time. Hats, hoods, and you'll remain standing the entire time. I'm going to turn it over to Alex McLean.
Color guard, attention. Audience, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, left face. Please turn your attention to the Mount Si Wind Ensemble for our national anthem. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, return to ranks. Color guard, right face. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, at ease. Audience at ease. You may be seated.
Thank you, Scout Troop 1776 and Wind Ensemble. My name is Mark Bolge, and I'm here to introduce our staff veteran speaker, Mr. Brian Tawney.
Thank you. Before I got rolling, I wasn't here yesterday, but I just wanted to tell ladies cross country, congratulations on winning state. That's a major accomplishment and super proud of you guys. So, so I was kind of thinking through this because I gave the speech last year and I'm like, I don't want it to be the same thing. I don't want you to hear the same thing. So I wanted to think like, what did it mean to join the military? And I think in years past, I've discussed why I joined, right? And the reason that I joined was, you know, my grades weren't stellar. The one college I wanted to get into, I didn't have an opportunity to. But I know I didn't want to be here. Like I needed to get away from the valley and go grow up. So a lot of it was about me. What do I need to do different? So I get an opportunity to go after I graduate. And the first 2 years of school, I had a really long school session. So as much as I didn't want to, I'd convinced myself I didn't want to go to school. My first 2 years were school. So I finished that. And then I get to my ship. And I spend the next 4 years on my ship. And during that process, I had an opportunity to reapply to the school I wanted to go to because I knew I was getting out. And the thing that I noticed as I'm getting older is we have this weird opportunity as we get older to reflect on the things we've done and put more meaning on what they are. A lot of times right now, like you guys in high school are just going through it. Like you're growing up, you're like, hey, we're just going to do what we do and try and make the best decisions we can and have fun. But me being older, I get that opportunity to reflect. So I started to think about it. And I said, what are the things that I'm reflecting on as I write my essay to go to this school? Like, what do I want to write about? What has changed over my last 6 years from graduating high school to preparing for college? And the first thing I thought about is like, well, who do I serve? Like, what am I doing? And I think the big one that we always say is, well, I'm serving my country. I'm serving my country. And 100% right. Can't take anything away from that. That's a really big concept, right? Like I'm serving my whole country. And that is important. And it is what our core of our military is, right? But it's broad. It's wide. It's not personal. It's not the thing that keeps us going day in, day out. So I thought about it a little bit more and I said, well, I'm serving for my family, right? I don't want my family to have anything go wrong. I want them to have all the opportunities that America affords. So I'm serving them. And again, more personal, right? Something particular to everybody in here. We all have family. We want the very best for them. It's an opportunity to serve there. But I'm stationed in Hawaii and my family's in Washington. So I don't see them every day. Deeper concept, right? Means more to me. But it's far away. It's not personal. I mean, it is personal, but it's distance personal. So then I started thinking about it more. And I said, well, what do I really serve? And then I kind of thought about it. And I said, it's about me serving the person next to me. Now, this can be difficult to understand, but the point of it is I knew all 350 people on my boat. They were not all my best friends. But what I did know is that everything that I did was to serve them to make sure that they got home to do the things that they wanted to do with their family. But remember, I'm a single sailor, right? I don't have a wife. I don't have kids while I'm in the military. It's just me. I'm just looking out for me. But my thought process changed in that I'm not just looking out for me. I'm looking out for all the people that I work with. So the way we state it is, well, let me backtrack. When this really hit home is when I started doing boarding teams. You guys aren't familiar. Boarding teams are you and 13 guys go on a foreign ship, make sure they're not doing anything illegal. They can be very hairy. So part of that knowledge was first boarding team I was on, I was the second guy up the ladder. So what that meant is when you board, one guy goes up the ladder first, and they are always in the most danger, right? They're the first person. I'm the second guy on board. So my job is to make sure that that person goes home. I have to serve them. I have to take care of that person. The following year, I'm the first guy up front. So now I have to trust that the person behind me has got my back, is taking care of me in any way possible. So again, it's serving the work, right? I'm serving the person that I have, they're serving me. Everybody on the ship is serving each other to make sure that we all get home safely. And in a sense, as a byproduct of serving the nation to make sure it's safe. The question is how do I take that? How do I relate it here? Because I can take these lessons that I've learned in the military and I can relate them to what we're doing right now. My purpose while I'm here, my core value is to serve the people in this building. Right? I take that idea of serving those students, or excuse me, serving those sailors that I worked with and apply it to this building. I serve the kids that are in this, I serve the other teachers that are in this building, I serve admin, I serve the janitors, I serve everybody. And by doing that, I'm ensuring that you guys have a better future. So I take this concept of servant leadership, I apply it to everything that we do. All right, if I can look at it through that lens, it gives me an opportunity to always try and do something better for somebody else. Okay. So, kind of a shorter speech. I hope that made sense. If we talk about leadership and how we're going to appreciate Veterans Day, my question to you would be, serve the people that you know, right? Do the things that you know are going to help them. All right, that's what's going to make the most change in where we're at and where we can go as a. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, but I always like to finish this for the people that came before me. Thank you very much for all that you have ever done. All right, for the people that are still currently listed, thank you very much for keeping me safe, keeping us safe. And for the people that are thinking about enlisting or that have enlisted, really appreciate your opportunity to serve the country and serve everybody in here. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you to our guest speaker, Mr. Tony. My name is Lily Van Gemmer, and I am now pleased to introduce a duo from Camerata Choir, Estella Medford and Elena Miller. They will be performing Down Where the River Bends under the direction of Becca Woodbury and Haley Isaacs. During this presentation, we will also be showing a slideshow of veterans connected to Mount Si High School and the Snoqualmie Valley.
Hard to keep tears out of my eyes, for this might be our last goodbye. My country calls to defend this great land, so I'll do my part best that we can. Round where the river bends, we ourselves again. Under the same old sycamore tree, proud of each other and let go free. All the rest of my life I'll spend in prayer. I'll meet you in heaven. I'll meet you in heaven. You're there.
Thank you, Ms. Woodbury, Mrs. Isaacs, Estella Medford, and Elena Miller. My name is Kate Kramer, and I am pleased to introduce the Mount Side High School Wind Ensemble led by Mr. Robbie Rutherford. The Wind Ensemble will be playing the Armed Forces Salute. We ask that as you hear the branch in which you serve, that you please stand to be recognized.
It's gonna be fun page turning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Caitlin Van Sant.
And I'm Kate Lomas.
I would like to give a huge thank you to our planning team, participants, and presenters today. Let's give one more round of applause for Mr. Tawny and all of our student performers. I also want to thank my fellow students for attending and showing respectful behavior today. Lastly, I want to invite our veterans and veteran-connected students to join us for breakfast breakfast in the library immediately following this assembly. The amazing food is provided by our very own culinary arts team. There will be students in the foyer to direct you after dismissal.
Following the retiring of the colors, we will release our veterans first, and after the exit of our veterans, we will release our teaching staff to head back to their classrooms. Students, we ask that after the retreating of the colors, you will seat yourselves and wait for Ms. Hay to release you. We now invite you all to stand for the retiring of the colors by Scout Troop 1776.
Color guard, attention. Audience, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, left face. Prepare to retrieve the colors. Color guard, retrieve the colors. Color guard, return to ranks. Color guard, about face. Color guard, right face. Color guard, forward march. Color Color guard at ease. Audience at ease. You may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate you. We'll take an opportunity to quiet down really quick until we're ready to release. So let's give one more round of applause to our guests that are here today and to everyone who helped host